If you say your vision and people aren't scared by your vision isn't big enough. Your belief isn't powerful enough. You have to make it a statement. Hey, what is up? Oh my gosh, this is amazing. What's up, beautiful people? What is going on? Yes! This is incredible. Thank you all so much for being here. You all look beautiful. Thank you for being here. I'm Mario Armstrong, and it's time for Never Settle. Y'all ready? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right, now, you know, I saw something recently that hit me dead in the chest. I mean, it literally had me sad. There's a massive problem in the U.S. right now, and that is that at least 67% of people are working in careers where they are unfulfilled. Now, according to a recent Gallup poll, roughly 67% of Americans are unhappy with their work. Unhappy. That's more than 2/3 of us. Almost 7 out of 10 people are unfulfilled in their careers. Now, this is one of the reasons why so many people are unhappy right now. Now, let me tell you, if you aren't one of the ones that are unhappy, maybe you're fulfilled, maybe that's all good, but you probably know someone in your clique or in your crew that's definitely unhappy. You're like, yes, that you know that isn't happy. So I was really bothered by this because I'm all about representing the underdog. I'm all about representing people for their visions, their joy, their dreams, what their legacies are, what they want to do. Like, every human being deserves to share their gift. And the most important thing is when you know what your gift is but can't share it, you feel like you're just being stifled. And so I really was like, wait, 67% of people are really unhappy? So this show is all about giving you the advice, the support, and the tools and the community to really help you grow. Now, that 67% number is big, but really what I think is going on here is I really think that this is beyond and something bigger than just job satisfaction. I don't think it's just about that. I think what's really happening is that our options are defining our objectives. Like, our options define our objectives. What I mean by that is we're letting the choices kind of define the options of our next steps. We look at an option, we then take it, it takes us somewhere, that becomes an objective. And really, instead, what we should be doing is trying to figure out how do we actually create our own options, right? Not the options that are presented to us. That might not be the right thing for me. What's the thing I need to create for me? So what I want you to think about is maybe look at it like a surviving job versus like a dream job. Now, a surviving job, I'm going to hit home on this one a little bit, because a surviving job is the thing that you chose for multiple reasons. Could have been money, could have been location, could have been the commute, whatever. It was just a job, right? It's just a job to get you by. A dream job, however, is an objective. This is a whole other thing. A dream job is your goal, it's your vision, it's the thing you're shooting for. All right? That's the thing you really want to get at. So today, what I want to really talk to you about is how you're going to go after that dream job, how you're going to go after your dreams, period, and how you can create more options for yourself, because that's what we want. We want options. But here's the thing. Just like you, I know we all have obligations, right? Hands up, we got to pay bills, right? We got to pay bills. We need money to survive. We got to do what we got to do. I understand that, and I salute every last one of you for doing that, because it's not like you chose to not get into this situation. It's not like you chose to be unfulfilled. You didn't say, I want to wake up and not be fulfilled today. Like, that's not what you said. Like, I want to be a part of that 67% that's unhappy. You didn't say that to yourself, but you kind of end up there. And the truth is, we end up feeling really trapped when we get into this space. And that's why something like this is really important, because you need to know that you're not on an island by yourself, that there's a show, a community, people that are here to help you. And you're running around trying to juggle all this stuff. And what happens is you end up being tired, right? Tired as hell at some point, unfulfilled, and you're unhappy in the complete process. So then the question really goes, like, how did you end up getting to this space? Like, how did I even get here in the first place? And so, you know, for some of you, I want you to be super honest with me, because maybe it was something that you did to make your parents happy. You know, maybe you were trying to seek validation, and maybe you were trying to really make someone else happy. But whatever the reasons could be, you ended up at this spot. You ended up at this place. Maybe you thought it was going to turn out differently. Maybe you took a gig, you took a job, and you're like, oh, I really like this thing. This is going to be great for me. And then it didn't pan out that way. So it's totally normal to want to make things kind of easy and controllable and almost like complacent, because you don't want to have change. You want to get away from that. But whatever the reason is, we wake up one day and then we realize we're in this space of unhappiness. Okay, we're not doing what we want to be doing, we're just doing what we need to be doing. That's a big difference. You know, we're working at surviving jobs, not our dream, not our thriving jobs. So that's when we started wrapping up the show. We were really thinking about how can we help people really point them in the right direction and get them towards a job that they would be super happy about, a job that you would be proud of, something more about your vision for yourself than just another gig, than just another job. Your life is more meaningful than your title. Your life is more meaningful than just another thing. So I started thinking like, all right, what's a cool way that we could actually kind of show people how to create their vision? And we came up with this idea about the GPS, because GPS, we all know what that is, right? Like a GPS for our vision would be something different. It's the same GPS that you use to get to your friend's house or to go to that party or to that restaurant that's new. Like, you know, it takes you where you want to go, right? But think about it for a second. Many of our career choices are not that different from following the GPS. We're just going where it kind of takes us. So wherever it takes us, we just kind of end up there. But what if you had to envision how you're going to get to where you're going without a GPS, without an app, no maps, nothing? And then I started thinking, that's not really all that it is. What if we didn't have to envision where we need to be, but we really had to envision where we want to be? That's a completely different mindset. This is growth mindset stuff. When you stop thinking about what I need to do versus what I want to do, you step into a whole different state of being. You start thinking differently, your friends start changing, you start dropping off dream killers. Things become a lot different when you start thinking about where I want to be versus where I need to be. And so some of you may be asking right now, like, all right, Mario, I'm following you so far, but how am I supposed to know where I want to be? Not everybody knows where they want to be. Or you may have an idea where you want to be, but maybe it's super overwhelming. Like your picture is so big for yourself that you don't know the steps that you really need to take, and you're not feeling like you're getting any progress because it's not happening on the timetable that you really want. And that's the problem. Many of us just don't really have a great vision for ourselves. We may have a thought, but we don't have a great vision for our lives, our careers, what we really want to do so that we don't fall into that 67%. I went out to the streets of New York City because I wanted to find out, like, how big is this 67% of a problem? Do people not really have a vision for themselves? What is the challenge? What is the issue? How are they saying about their own personal goals and their personal dreams and vision? So let's go see what New Yorkers had to say.
My vision for myself is to work for Marvel on 1,000%.
I want to make great food that isn't overcharging people and that isn't breaking the bank.
I just want to tell stories.
I want to impact other people and impact their lives.
But when you see Avengers 6 and you see visual effects and you see in the credits Shailene Mendoza, you'll be like, hey, I know that girl.
Well, my vision for myself is to be a principal at some point and then superintendent to see the change I really want to see happen.
Yeah, see, that's he really wants to see the change happen. I love the visions. I love homegirl. She's like, when you see my name on those credits in Avengers 6, you know it was me. Like she is full in on her visualization. She really sees, she is beyond just a vision. She actually is taking it a step further and trying to really create the affirmation that she is going to see that happen in her lifetime. So if you don't have a vision, you don't have a destination. So the point is, how do you really get that clear vision? How do you create it? It's going to be the thing that you have to uncover. That's really going to have you start by asking yourself very important questions. Is the easiest way to ask yourself questions that are going to help you uncover what that clarity needs to be. So many of you that follow me or know me, you know I'm big on meditation. For those of you that are getting to know me for the first time, hello, good to see you. It's the Never Settle Show. I'm Mario Armstrong. We're here to change your life and make it better, all right? Now, I want you to visualize where you really want to go and what you want to do. I'll give you a second. Just really think about that for a second. Like, what do you see for yourself? Who's around? What are the faces? What are the places? Where are you? Who's there supporting you? I want you to see that positivity, not someone who's telling you can't do it, not the people that are saying you don't have those resources, that money, that education, that background, none of that. It's important to say what your vision is out loud. Like, really say it out loud. You got to believe your vision. If you say your vision and people aren't scared by your vision isn't big enough. Your affirmation isn't strong enough. Your belief isn't powerful enough. You have to make it a statement. You have to say, my vision is, I want to make short films. Or my vision is I want to be a personal trainer. My vision is I want to be a chef. Like, you have to demand. It's your vision. Nobody can take that away from you. It's yours. Nobody has the right to take away your dream. It's yours. But so often what ends up happening, we listen to those other voices. We listen to our own self-doubt. We start coming up with all kind of excuses, endless excuses why we're not going to do it. Maybe it's money. Maybe it's age, lack of experience, no connects, no degree. List them all out. Go ahead. Boom, 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 boom. Because you do it already. You already know what it is. No more excuses. You have to stop. Right. You got it. No more. That's it. Done. No more. Because let me help you break this down. Because once you get past the fact that your brain is already going to tell you, this is uncomfortable and I don't want you to do it, and that's why you start doubting yourself, once you understand that that's automatically just going to happen because you're human, then you can get past it. And so first off, I recently created something that I want you to use. I want you to create a vision word for yourself. One word that you can really reflect on that will stay in the forefront of your mind at all times. The reason why is because you should say this every single day to really reinforce where it is you want to go and why. I pulled up on her on the streets of New York, and she knew exactly where she wanted to be and exactly what that was going to look like when her name is in the credits in Avengers 6. So let me show you some sample words so that you can start thinking about some words as well. Happiness, change, uncomfortable, experiment, learn. Notice one theme with all of these. These are all action words. Okay, these are things that you have, these are action words. It's important for you to not only have the word, though, now you have to actually define your word. So, for example, if you look at something like happiness, you know, it could be like, I will be happy doing what I love. That could be your definition. You know, or change could be, change will get me there. Like if I embrace that word, I'm saying I am open to new ideas. Uncomfortable, it feels uncomfortable and that's okay. Or experiment, everything is new. If my word is experiment, if your word is experiment, that means you're willing to try. That means you also know some things will work, some things won't. And that's okay because your word is experiment. Learn, maybe it's all about I want to help myself grow. I want to learn something that I don't know. So decide on a vision word and then be able to define it for yourself and then say this thing every single day, please, so it can come out sharp just like hers. So I created something that I've used for several years, and I think it's a great tool that all you can benefit from. And it's called a to-learn list. Now, a to-learn list is just like a to-do list, except things that you normally have to do. These are things you need to learn. So it's a different type of list. It's more of a growth mindset type of list. And so these things that you're going to put on the list, though, should be aligned with your vision. So that way it helps you stay in the track. If you start to see what we're doing here, we're getting a word. We're getting a definition for that word. Now we're saying, oh, in order to achieve some of those things, I need to learn some of these things. You're starting to line up your whole body, your spirit, your mentality, your physicality, everything into this one thing. And then what's going to happen is certain things are going to start happening for you, and then people are going to say, oh, she got lucky. She always gets things that happen for her. Right? Y'all laughing because y'all know, because it's not luck. It's not. It doesn't happen that way. So here's my to-learn list, just to give you a sense of what one looks like. Learning the piano, learn new vocabulary, finish reading the Book of Joy, a beautiful book, by the way. Watch a new TED Talk per month, and also subscribe to a new podcast. These aren't hard things for me to accomplish and check off the list. I mean, I'm not trying to become Beethoven or Bach or I'm not trying to go that far. I just want to learn Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star and a couple other classics and some holiday joints that I can do with the family. Like, oh, Mario can play on the piano. And the reason why that's actually aligned with my vision is not just for fun, but I also know that that helps my brain grow by doing a musical instrument or learning a new language. These are things that can help your brain grow. And so that's why it's important, because I want to stay healthy so I can continue to feed others as well. Now, you could do stuff that's very easy. You could read a book. You could take a free college course at edx.org. Don't know if you know about that, but that's an amazing thing to do. You could subscribe to a YouTube channel like this one. You could tune into a webinar. You could go to meetup.com, one of my favorite places where you can actually physically meet with people in real life at local events, because you can connect over certain hobbies and interests that you all have in common. And so they really do a great job of helping you find people that are in the same space that you love. So our career opportunities really come out of the whole idea of our own personal responsibilities. We take a job because it pays well. We take a job because it's got that easy commute. We take a job because it kind of fits more comfortably in our lives so we can go hang out and do all the other things that we would like to do. And all that stuff is real. I'm not mocking it. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying you won't be able to get your vision aligned if that's your game plan, to allow things to come to you and you react to them, and therefore that's your roadmap. You can't live a life of reaction. That's not a roadmap. You have to take more control, more proactive measures for your life. So I wanted you all to really be able to have more direction, because what happens is if you don't do this, it results in opportunities and careers and other possibilities that don't work out for you. They're merely jobs that you just have that just fill a need. Again, these are just options. They aren't your objectives. That's the thing to remember. They aren't what you really want. They're just there. My tech skills, my experience, my vision, all of that's what got me to where I am. I don't have a communications degree, people. I was barely a C+ student, barely. My mom was probably so worried about what my future was going to be like because school was just not working for me. I was flunking classes left and right. I didn't have this background in television. But what I did is I dreamed far, and then I really did focus near with really small, actionable steps with belief and intent that something good is going to happen. If I treat people good along the way and I go after my thing, something good's going to happen. So let me refresh real quick all these important steps just so we can remember so far how far we've come already. Number one, I want you to define your vision. That's the first thing. Then you're going to pick a word that you can repeat every single day and have that vision word, all right? This is something that you have to say. And then you're going to make that to-learn list. That's going to help you strengthen those skills and get you aligned with your vision. And then you're going to also have the way to identify the skills by applying your current skills to your dream. Now, this one's very important. A lot of other people that are in personal growth and personal development, and I'm not knocking them by saying this, I'm just saying if you've already here, you're already about doing well for your life. You're already trying to level up. You're already trying to move up. So you already know some of these things, like you really do need to get this done. Maybe this was a reminder that you need to get moving on it, but you already heard define your vision. You may have even had vision words and affirmations. You may have heard that before. Maybe not to learn list. That may be new for some. But this is the game changer for me. Taking what you currently do now, even if it's at a dead-end job, you have acquired skills that you can use to apply that to the new thing you're trying to go after. What we end up doing is we end up trying to dismiss the stuff that's at the bad job that we don't like. So we don't think any of the skills that we're doing or anything there is any good either, because we just want to get away from it. But you're dismissing and disrespecting really the distance you've traveled. And then the last thing you want to do is you want to finally dream far and focus near. Now look, I've given you all a lot of steps. I've given you ways to kind of identify and clarify your vision. I've given you solid advice on how to start working towards it. But don't just listen to what I'm saying. I want you to take your shot, people. You have to take your shot. Here's the thing. You don't have to make the shot to feel alive again. But you need to take the shot so you can feel progress. Don't accept being a part of that 67% that are unhappy. In the end, you're either going to say, I wish, or I did. You're not watching this show to wish, people. You're watching this show to do. Never settle. So we're building this community together, right, on this YouTube page. So I need to hear from you. I really want to get intimate. If you like what's going on, tell me what you like. If there are topics that you want me to talk about or touch on, tell me what those are. If you don't like what I'm talking about, tell me why. This is not just about me talking to you, it's about us having a conversation with us. So if this has been doing anything for you, like it, subscribe to it, it definitely matters. Hit the little bell icon for the notifications too, so you can get hit up for that, and then share it out. But even like I said, if you're not into what's being said, tell me why not, so that I can adjust to make it more pleasant and more valuable for you.